Blessings to you, my beautiful sister. So I have here your in-depth general reading, and I'm just going to jump right into it. So the first two cards we have here are the overall theme and message of your reading. So the first you have is, how can I surrender even more to this moment, which is in reverse, and truth. So what the Spirit is trying to say to be the overall theme and message of this reading is surrendering in the moments and the truth of what you're being told, or what you're reflecting on, or what Spirit is bringing your awareness to in this very, very moment. Because with the purple color, that's all about your crown chakra. It's all about your thoughts. It's all about your perception. And Spirit is saying at this moment you need to be true about your circumstances and your situation and your recent experiences, and try to figure out what is best for you. Is this situation best for you? Is the current circumstances best for you? Is the reality that you've been experiencing best for you? And whatever that truth may be, you need to acknowledge it and then move forward and make decisions regarding that truth. Because I feel as though that you're feeling very, very much stuck and stagnant for a very, very long time, and that you're feeling not fulfilled, even though that you feel that you're there for a purpose, and you have been, which is to help not only heal and heal yourself when it comes to your relationship with your sister and your sister's children, but also heal that internal womb, or that internal mother instincts that you've been having and you've been wanting to allow to manifest within this life experience, but haven't had the chance to because of losing your child, right? So Spirit is just really wanting you to face some truths now regarding how you're feeling and how you're doing and how you've been kind of coping with your experience or your reality. And because it's to a point where you definitely have made a huge difference in the lives of the children that you've been around. I mean, huge. I can feel their energy, and it's nowhere near the way that it used to be at all. They are two different children than they were before you came. I can tell you that for a fact. But I'm also feeling that in some regard you're still feeling empty, you're still feeling lost, you're still not feeling fulfilled, and that is something that your spirit and your guides want you, and your ancestors want you to realize. There's still something missing regarding you, and that's an issue, because you still have to be fulfilled. You still have to feel as though there's a purpose for you. You still need to feel fulfilled within your daily life, and that is something that you haven't. So just facing these truths and acknowledging these truths and moving forward to what is best for you is what Spirit wants to bring to your attention, and that's the main theme and message of your reading. So let's jump right into your mind. What's going on in your mind? So my throat is really itchy, so I see you've been doing really good with trying to hold back the things that you've been saying, but maybe you have been doing it to a point, where it's not good. Maybe you've been holding back too much. You haven't been saying some of the things that need to be said because you don't want to upset people. I gotta get some water, or hurt people's feelings, but hold on. With the way my throat is feeling, it's almost as if you're like kind of being squeezed at their throat, and that's not a good thing for you, because you're a very expressive person. You're a very passionate person, and of course there is a way of communication and a way of saying things so that you could be heard and you could be understood. But it does not need to be to a point where you have kind of stifled your throat chakra to where you're not really speaking up at all. Or saying the things that need to be said so that the healing can take place, even though you feel like they may offend some people. So I had to say that because, like I said, my throat is all weird. All right, so moving on into your mind. So you have decisions, which we just discussed, which you're not acknowledging. You do have decisions you need to make. moving forward upright, and you do it's in the upright because you do have this awareness that something needs to change, and you want to move forward because you've been feeling and still feel stuck for so long. What is it that, let me turn it up right so you can see, this is in reverse, but it says, what is the most limiting belief keeping me from what I want right now? Okay. So that's acknowledgement of you limiting yourself in the way that you see things and your perspective and your belief systems, right? What can I ask more help for? So this is in the upright. So in your mind, you got a lot of things going on. You got a lot of decisions. You feel like there's some decisions you need to make, or you're not acknowledging that there are decisions you need to make so that you can move forward, because right now you're feeling stagnant, right? But the reason why you're not even acknowledging these situations and circumstances is because you have this limited belief, this perspective, or this self-sabotaging limited belief system when it comes to you and the things that you can manifest and the things that you can do in your situation and circumstances, which kind of keep you stuck. And asking for help, it's in the upright. I feel as though you kind of speak on things and talk to people about some things, right? But I also feel as though when it comes to asking for help, you need to start speaking up. Like I said, my throat is weird, so it's like you got to speak up when it comes to certain things. When you're feeling burdened, when you're feeling overloaded, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, there are people around you that benefit from you, and you should be benefiting from them as well. And if in your mind you feel as though you can't say certain things or you can't ask for certain things, there's certain things that can't be discussed, and that's an issue, right? And that's another truth that the spirit, that your higher self and the spirits want you to acknowledge. There are certain things and certain subjects that can't be touched and can't be talked about, which is not how you roll. You don't roll like that. You are very, very real. You're very, very raw, which sometimes can bite you in the butt. But I think you've kind of tamed that. But I don't want you to get it to a point where you are keeping everything bottled up, right? And what are these small-minded ways that you think about that you perceive your experience, or you perceive yourself, or you perceive moving forward? What are some limiting belief systems that are keeping you stuck where you are? I can't do this. I can't get a new job. I can't move here. I can't get out of there. I'm getting too old. I can't do this. I can't do it. What are these things that are going on in your head over and over and over, and that keeping you energetically stuck and accepting some shit that you know is not good for you, right? Accepting some stuff that, a way of existing and being that you know that is not favorable to you, and not only to you, but for everybody in the circumstance and situation. Because like I said, in your mind, you want to move forward. You're getting tired of going in circles and living the way that things have been for a certain amount of time now. You're kind of over it in your mind. But you won't acknowledge the fact that you're the one that needs to make the choice and the decision as to what you need to do next. And not only that, you're kind of blocking yourself by the way that you think, to keeping yourself stuck from moving forward because of the way that you're thinking about things, the way you're perceiving things, the way you're limiting yourself to people, places, and things and circumstances, because you doubt yourself, because you feel like you can't do it, or whatever the situation may be. But that's definitely what's going on in your mind. All right, my love, let's move on to your spirit. What's going on in your spirit? Alright, so you got burden, which I knew. My back hurts really bad. So I feel like you're carrying around a lot of stuff. I feel like you're not speaking up a lot. I feel like almost sometimes you feel like you're walking on eggshells around people because you don't want to. It's a thin line, It's a thin line. It's like walking that tightrope of balance is really hard. Especially when you're living with other people, and especially when you're trying to heal from certain ways of being, right? From being all outspoken and hurting people's feelings and saying stuff you shouldn't say. It's a really, really balancing act. But I need you to understand that because you are the way that you are, it's needed for the people, places, and things that are around you. They need somebody to be 1,000% real with them. They need somebody to tell them the truth. They need somebody to bust their bubble so they can understand and overstand and understand that what they're doing ain't right? So it's a burden that you're carrying around that you're not really acknowledging, that you're just kind of going with the motions about spiritually, that shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, the burden shouldn't be on you as heavy as it is. And with the stripping of illusions in the upright, it's just like you have awareness of what's really going on here. You have awareness that some aspects you may be feeling used, you may be feeling, that you're being used type of energy, or not appreciated. With that heart shock, we're not appreciated, not seeing things for what they are. You know what's really going on. You know what's up, but it's hard for you because you feel, you put yourself in this situation, in this circumstance, to kind of complain about it or bitch and moan about it. But you put yourself here because you put yourself there to help, to be a benefit and a blessing to the situation and circumstance. You didn't put yourself there to be a martyr or to be Jesus. You know what I mean? To carry people's energetic karma and weight and stuff like that. That's not why you put yourself there. So I need you to understand and overstand the difference between them two. You came in there to kind of shift that energy and help people understand their circumstances and situations, and kind of create a better way of being for everybody. But you didn't come in there for things to be kind of like not almost like the same, but like the same kind of energy, way of living, and you just help carry the burden, help going with the motions with the rest of them. No, that's not the way it's supposed to be. And this is, where can I create more space? So it's in your spirit. It's like you don't feel like you have enough space. I know you said you feel like you closed the door, but that's not enough for you. It's like you said, it's because you're so used to living on your own, and being on your own. This is such a different pace. This is such a different way of living for you, and your spirit is kind of feeling claustrophobic almost with living like it. So you have to make time and space for you to balance it all, for you to get out and have your own, to be your own person, to be your own, have your own space, because that's something that your spirit is in need of right now. And it's am I in my head or in my heart? So like I said, I think a lot of stuff is going on within your head. A lot of rationalizing things, accepting things that you usually wouldn't, because of the fact that your heart is in the right place. But to a degree, is it? Because if it's not in the right place of putting you first, right, and putting your welfare first and your well-being first, then is it truly in the right place, right? So that's something you need to think about, because that's what your spirit is telling you. It's like, all right, now something need to change, something got to give, because it's getting too heavy on me. All right. So moving on is your family and friends. Let's get into that. So you got the letting go, you got the healing, and the upright, and the future. So with the healing and the upright, this is just me, this is just spirit confirming what I had just said regarding you bringing healing to a situation and a circumstance that was very, very, should I say, decomposing, dead. Like, I can smell how really bad that situation was before you. It has a really, really bad smell to it. I know that's a weird thing to say, but what the kids were going through and everything, it smells really, really bad before you got there. And it's like you brought this kind of different aroma to an energy to their experience, to that whole reality, that way of being, right? But I feel as though it's with the future in reverse and the letting go in the reverse, it's like, all right, you've done a lot of work there, right? But what is going on within your future? Because I feel like all the focus is on your family. You're worried about this one, you're worried about that one. Why is this one mad at me? Why is this? I gotta worry about this, I gotta worry about that. Right? But what about your future? What is going on with you? What is going on with how you wish to continue to heal, how you wish to continue to manifest within your life and your circumstances? What is it that you want? And what Spirit is saying, this is being in reverse. There is some letting go and some decisions that have to make regarding your family. You got to start really figuring out what are some things you need to, or some boundaries you need to put up, or some understandings you need to have in order to move forward, so your future doesn't look like it looks now. Because that's not what you want. That's not what your spirit wants. That's not how you want to continue to live. And for more healing to occur, there is definitely some acknowledgement of what you want in the future, and how the people, places, and things and perspectives that you need to release and let go of in order for that healing to take place within your future regarding your whole family. Yeah, the spirit is like, there's some things you gotta let go, some people you gotta let go, some boundaries you gotta put up, and if they're not gonna, deal with that, then there are some real decisions you need to make about, maybe not staying or staying or whatever it is. But whatever it is, it has to be best for your future, because with this being in reverse, it's like you don't want your future to be like it has been, and you haven't allowed yourself to really blossom or grow, because the focus truly hasn't been on you. It's been on your family. That's what Spirit is saying. It's really been on your family. Little do everybody know. You being the loud one, you being the crazy one. You're the one that's holding the pieces together. You're the one that's focusing on the healing in the family. But Spirit's saying, all right, now enough is enough. It's been a couple years now, and you need to start focusing on your life and your happiness, and you need to start letting go of some things and stop letting people occupy that space in your head, and that focus and in your intention all the time, because you need to start focusing on you. Okay, hope that makes sense. All right, so let's go into the romance. So this is more like this is all aspects of love: romance, self, love itself, right? So what is going on? So you have the play in reverse. So that means that you haven't been giving yourself no type of play when it comes to like meeting other people, or like romancing yourself, or taking yourself off of self-love things. What if it isn't true? This isn't upright. So it's like you have some acknowledgement that there are some things that can take place within your love life, and within you meeting that special somebody, but you're not opening yourself up to the little fun ways that you can do that, like maybe online dating, or blind dating, or little fun ways that you can allow yourself to put yourself out there to really have some fun, because the Spirit is like, you are not having no fun with this whole love thing, honey, at all. Because with the obsession, it's like you're obsessed with the way that things are supposed to be. You're kind of obsessed with, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do that? I'm this and I'm that. And, that kind of energy. You're obsessed with the way you feel that things are supposed to be, or the way that you feel that things should have been, instead of understanding that times have changed, and you've changed, and growth has happened within this reality, and things aren't the same. So you got to kind of open yourself up, to some new ways of connecting with people and being open. Of course, you need to use your discernment and be very careful, because some nutcases out here for sure. But I trust you enough to. And I understand that you have that inner discernment when it comes to trusting, when it comes to the awareness of energy, and who's right and who's got your best intentions involved when it comes to the other masculine energy, right? But it's like you got to start to allow yourself to have that play, to have that enjoyment when it comes to love itself, and not only with another person when it comes to friendship, and but also with yourself, allowing yourself to have that play, taking yourself out, enjoying your time, falling in love with yourself, spending that time with self, being obsessed with yourself first before you can really allow yourself to connect with somebody else. But I feel like you really need to have some play. You really need to start to enjoy yourself when it comes to the aspect of love, because you haven't in such a long time, is what Spirit is saying. All right, so let's go on with career. This is like your finances or your relationship to abundance. So this is all about you receiving. So you're not open to receiving. Believe, honesty, and perception. So with your perception being an upright, you have that limited perception when it comes to how you can make money, or how it's possible for you to make money. There are so many different ways that you can make money. I mean, I swear it's endless, right? And it doesn't matter how old you are. You can manifest and make money, and there are many different opportunities and ways to do so. It's just your perception and how you see it. You know, you can't keep yourself stuck in this block or this situation and circumstance and way of being, or you will never be able to see the opportunities and different ways that you can make money, right? I know I have an older friend. She is I used to work for her at a retirement home. She is still walking around, beautiful lady. She babysits and she makes a good deal of money. Sometimes she stays overnight and everything, and I'm telling you, she makes thousands of dollars working for rich families, babysitting their kids, honey, making a couple extra money, because she don't even really need the money. She wanted to just be doing stuff. You know, she wanted to be around kids and things like that. So that's just one aspect of how you can put yourself out there and make a couple of dollars, right? And then you have the honesty. Am I fair and honest? That attracts fairness and honesty into my life. Are you honest about how, like I said, how your perception limits you from receiving? You know, you got to be honest about that. Okay, where am I limited? Where is my thinking limited when it comes to money, when it comes to making money, when it comes to receiving money, when it comes to receiving opportunities? Because you have that this belief here, right? So you do have the belief that it's possible to some extent, but you just don't know how. So what I'm saying is your perception and the way you're used to seeing how it's made, or the way you're used to making it, maybe has to change. It has to broaden. Like I said, there are so many different ways to do that, and you have to be open to receiving these new options, these new ways ways of attracting it, or these new ways of making it. I hope that makes sense. All right, and last but not least, what are your obstacles and challenges? So you have worthiness, which is in reverse. Family, upright, empowerment, clarity, and commitment. So with the commitment being upright, one of your challenges, Spirit is saying, is you staying committed to yourself. You get lost, your intention and your focus gets lost in people, places, and things, especially your family. You get lost in the drama. You get lost in the circumstances. You get lost in their needs. You get lost, and Spirit is saying you have to commit to you first, because if you're not good in the mental, everything starts in the mind. If you're not good in the mind, everything else fails. The body's going to fail. I'm telling you, because it's connected. The mind tells the body what to do, and sometimes the body will tell the mind what to do. They work together, and if they're out of alignment, or they're in alignment with struggle or disease or pain, then that's what they're going to manifest, So you're just being and committed to your health. You committed to your well-being, committed to your future, committed to that which you want to manifest within this life is very, very important. That's one of your challenges, because like I said, you get lost within your family and your situation and your circumstance, and you forget about you, which is a problem. And the clarity, sometimes with the clarity being upright, it's like you have this clarity when it comes to things, but you kind of don't want to acknowledge the truth, or you don't want to acknowledge things for what they are, because you're going to have to make some changes or make some decisions that may be final, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to. It's hard for you to just close doors. You've never been that kind of person to just be like, you know what, I'm done with this. I got, when it comes to your family. Now, other people, it's different. But when it comes to your family, it's a little different, the way that you kind of move and the way that you deal with their energies. So what I'm saying is that you need to sit down with the clarity that you do have, and you need to start making some decisions for you, because again, when our intentions are good when it comes to our family, but if we pour all of our energy into our family, we have none for ourselves. At the end of the day, what we're going to do for ourselves is manifest need and lack, and that's no good for nobody. We're going to be needing stuff energetically, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and we're going to be lacking things, which more than likely is going to manifest itself into some kind of physical illness or aches and pains and all of those things, which I know you do not want. And then this is this is just acknowledging, this is your solar plexus, where you have to take back your personal power and will when it comes to certain situations and circumstances. It's like, what do you want where do you want your energy to go? Where do you want to create? Where do you want your personal power? What is your will? Where do you want to direct your personal power into? What would you like to manifest? Because with this, it's like you got to start empowering yourself. You're trying to empower everybody else and pour into everybody else. And it's like you need to start empowering you. You need to start focusing on you. You need to start saying, this is what I want for me. This is what I want to do. I'm worthy. Because with this worthiness, it's like in some way of in your subconscious mind, you don't feel worthy. You don't feel like you can. It's like this self-doubt thing with this solar plexus. It kind of like you doubt yourself a lot. I'm too old. I can't do this. I can't do that shit. You kind of, and then with that doubt comes in that fear. You know, that fear. So this is something that Spirit is saying you need to be aware of. Don't keep allowing your fears to keep you in a certain place or situation and circumstance to where you feel like you're not worthy enough for something better, or you're not worthy enough for something different, or you're not worthy enough to experience something greater. You know what I'm saying? Because it says, I feel worthy and have very special talents that will help me to achieve my goals. You are worthy and you do have very, very special talents. And with this talent coming up, it's like, what are your natural talents that you have that you can do that can bring you in new career opportunities? I know you used to do stuff with the bank. Could you be a bookkeeper for people? I have a aunt. She is 61 years old. She has her own business where she does bookkeeping for people on the side and things like that. So there are different ways where you can manifest money. You just need to use your talents and start putting yourself out there. And once you start doing that, trusting in yourself and using your own personal power and will, then the Most High will send you people. He will send you clients. He will send people looking for what you got because you trusted yourself enough to put yourself in a situation and circumstance where you allow that reality to align with yours. You allowed that energy to come in. You know, you allowed yourself to receive. That's what I'm saying about that. Being in a place and space where you can energetically receive stuff. Am I open in my heart, my mind to receiving the blessings that I deserve? With that, it's like with money, it's like you kind of block yourself to receiving the things you deserve financially, because I feel like Spirit wants to give you stuff, opportunities, but your perspective on things kind of keeps you small and it keeps you limited. Okay, so I think that's all I got. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me. You know that I love you and I'm always here. Be blessed.